Hi there, and welcome to my class on how to create great vision statements. To get us started today, I'm going to look at the introduction class, Why Vision Statements Matter. Sometimes people think of vision statements as just fancy posters on the wall or things that are chanted over and over again at corporate events. But my contention is that a vision statement, if it's properly written and properly applied, can actually change the dynamic of your entire work environment. Let me lay out that for you here in a second. To get started, let me ask you a couple of questions to get us thinking about this topic of vision statements. First off, what if you were excited about going to work every day? What if you woke up every morning ready to face the day and excited about the prospect of what was waiting for you when you got to the job? What if everything you did could be easily tied to a single goal? A goal so big picture, a goal so all-encompassing that it motivated everyone in your organization from the CEO all the way down to the newest intern. What if that goal was not only big picture enough to motivate everyone, but it was also detailed and realistic enough that you could clearly tie back any task that you accomplished during your workday to that single big picture goal? What would that look like? Finally, let's ask, what if you never had to ask yourself, why am I working on this? Again, what if you had a way of connecting the dots from every task that you did on a daily basis at work to some big picture, simple, achievable goal? The answer to all these questions can be found in a properly written, properly applied vision statement. To give you a little bit more background on the subject of vision statements and how I think they can be used to enhance and improve the work life in general, I'm going to tell you a story from my own personal work life. My first job was for a company that was terrible. The job itself was terrible and the company wasn't much better, to be honest. There was a lack of morale, there was a lack of initiative, the status quo, that whole sense of this is the way we've always done things, there's no real motivation to change. That was our daily experience. And as a result of that, a lot of what we went through on a daily basis couldn't be connected to anything. A lot of the work that we did day in and day out was time filling, was busy work. There was no clearly defined sense of purpose, and consequently, it suffered from two major problems. One, the folks that had motivation, the folks that wanted something different, the folks that wanted to be part of something greater than the whole, sort of moved on to bigger and better things. They didn't stay at the company very long, so our top performers were suffering from a very high rate of attrition. However, the flip side of that was we had a lot of folks who were okay with the status quo, who didn't want to challenge anything, who were comfortable just coasting along at minimum effort, and those folks stayed around forever. Those folks would not leave, they wouldn't retire, they wouldn't get new jobs because there was no point. It was very difficult to find any sort of motivation, any sort of compelling reason for going to work in the morning. Monday through Friday, just a drag every day. You get the picture. The point behind teaching this class and what I'm hoping to demonstrate in future lessons is that this type of work environment, which is very common, I think, can be avoided very simply. And I'm going to state for the record that I think it can be avoided by having a good vision statement, by having something that you can tie your daily tasks back to, by having something that you can bring folks together on, that we're all working on the same goal. So having given some of my background, let's talk a little bit about the so what, if you will. Vision statements. How do we take them from being something pretty, a plaque that we hang on the wall, to what is the real purpose of a vision statement? What is the point of having this carefully, what is the point of taking this class? Fundamentally is what I'm asking is, why are you taking this class? Here's 4 things that I think a great vision statement can be. First, a great vision statement is a yardstick. It should be something that you can hold up to the lens of your workday and determine whether or not the progress that you have made in that day is moving you toward success, moving your company toward success, your team, whatever size organization you may be a part of, if you're moving toward success or toward failure. Secondly, a great vision statement is a connector. Again, everything that you do, you should be able to tie back to your vision statement. This helps immensely in those kind of busy work, tasks that we all sort of get saddled with from time to time, because it's very easy to look at something and identify it as being obviously busy work if it doesn't tie into your vision statement. If there's no conceivable way that what you're doing right now will move your company or your mission forward, should you even be doing it? It helps to filter out those kind of mundane, not essential tasks that we seem to spend so much time on that fundamentally don't enhance our company, our product, our work life in any way, shape, or form. Third, a great vision statement will help you answer the dreaded question at parties, so what do you do? It's very difficult for somebody, especially in our increasingly complex technical world, it's frequently very difficult to explain exactly what it is that you do to somebody who's not in your highly specialized field. This question comes up more and more, and people are finding it harder and harder to explain. However, a great vision statement, again, with a simple big picture goal, helps you tie your daily tasks to a larger picture. You feel more connected, you feel more like you're a part of something. Consequently, you're able to easier answer the question, what do you do, when you can tie the complex technical nature of your job to a recognizable goal that you may not be able to explain to somebody who's not a software engineer the ins and outs of your daily job as a software engineer, but you can explain to them what projects you're working on and how they will enhance the quality of life for folks, how they will enhance the industry that you operate in, etc. All of those things are possible with a good vision statement. Fourth and finally, a vision statement is a unifier. It increases morale, it gives the company, the team, the organization a common direction and a common purpose. This is probably the most important aspect of a vision statement and the most easily noticed detriment to not having a vision statement. If there is no clearly defined vision statement in a company, the status quo becomes all too easy to live with. The question of why are we doing something like this is ridiculously easy to be answered with because that's the way we've always done it. When there's no vision statement, when there's nothing challenging the status quo, when there's no clearly defined end goal in mind that we can check, again with our yardstick, to say are we moving toward or away. So now that we've taken a look at what a great vision statement can be used for, what it can be, here's a couple of points on how to go about the process of beginning to craft your own vision statement, how to create a great vision statement. These first three requirements for any good vision statement are what will form the basis of this class and will form the basis of our exercise in the class project when we actually come to write our own vision statement. Three requirements are simply, first, your vision statement has to be honest. It can't be some pie in the sky, massive undertaking that is not unrealistic. Takes us to our second point. It must be achievable. It must have an honest assessment not only of your capabilities but also of the end goal. And third, it has to be memorable. Memorable is very important. Your vision statement can't be 2.5 paragraphs worth of buzzwords. That's not a vision statement. A vision statement has to be just a handful of words, usually between 5 and 10, that sells the DNA of your company, that ties the DNA of your company to the achievable big picture goal that you are trying to move your company towards. I liken it as a cart and a horse, where the horse is the who of your company, what you are, what you do, etc., and the cart being your end goal, your end state, what you desire to achieve through your company. These two things coupled together form the basis of a vision statement that is honest, that is achievable, and finally that is memorable, because this is something that you're going to want your folks to refer back to on a daily basis in order to function again as that yardstick, as that connector, that interpreter, and that unifier. All that being said, now let's dive into the first lesson of actually beginning to craft a great vision statement.